right now we need to end mass incarceration. It hurts millions of people, especially those of color. In the last 20 years, 19 states have both lowered incarceration rates and reduced crime. This broken and unjust system needs to be fixed. So, as president, will you commit to reducing incarceration by 50% in your first term?
Yes, but that's just the beginning. We need to look at what's really happening here. Once again, we have to have some deep thought in this country. We're in America. The American character is very good with a to-do list. So we're real big on, okay, just tell us what to do and we'll fix it. Like, okay, 15%, reduce in the first time. Like, that's the end of the conversation. That can't be the end of the conversation. We have to go get real here. So when I was in college, the incarceration rate in the United States, there were about 300,000 people incarcerated. Today, there are 2.3 million. And the term prison industrial complex is absolutely true. The private prisons is one of the largest urban industries in the United States. It is just one area where people are making billions of dollars off human suffering. Human suffering as a profit center. That's what's going on down at those detainment centers. When we're paying $750 a day to those private companies for those detainment centers, that's profit off human suffering. We have to deal with standards of engagement in neighborhoods of color. You know, there's a saying in that world, when it comes to prison in America, it's too easy to get in and it's too hard to get out. We know, for instance, the racial disparity in criminal sentencing. We know that blacks and whites do use drugs at basically the same rate, but a black person is far more likely to be sentenced to prison on a drug-related crime. And we know, in fact, the Supreme Court has given the police the opportunity and the permission now to stop cars, to actually, for standards of engagement in neighborhoods of color that are different. So the euphemism is just high crime, as though they're fighting crime. But we know that there's more going on than that. So we have to deal, in order to do that, it can't just be, okay, we'll get rid of 15. One of the ways we're going to get rid of 15, by the way, is to look at the horrifying way that we have locked up so many people, nonviolent drug offenders in this country. And I believe we will soon get to the point where marijuana is legal in all 50 states. And the minute that that happens, if I'm president, we locked up children, so many young people, or I won't say children, but youth, for marijuana-related crimes. And these people should not only be released immediately, their criminal record should be expunged, and there should be tax breaks given to people who will be willing to employ them. So I will do more than commit to 15%. It's deeper than that. I would have an attorney general who is very, very cognizant of the terrible built-in, inbred injustices, particularly racial injustices, that lead to the fact that we have so many people in prison to begin with.